Hey there, welcome to episode 8 of Science with Schnekser. For this week's episode, we are going back indoors to complete an investigation all about density. Density is the measure of how compact or how tightly pulled together the molecules are within a substance. It measures the relationship between volume and mass. A lot of times people think of density and weight as the same thing. However, weight is the measure of a force on an object pulling it down, like gravity. Density is related, but not exactly the same. So let's investigate. One of the most exciting ways to measure density and compare density is to add multiple substances into the same container and observe what happens. So let's see, we already have some syrup in this cup, and now I'm going to add ranch dressing. Let's see what happens. Now, if the ranch sits on top of the syrup, then the syrup is more dense. It has a higher density than the ranch dressing. If the ranch dressing sinks below the syrup, then that means the ranch dressing has a higher density. So what do we see here? We see the ranch sitting on top of the syrup, which means so far the syrup has the highest density, followed by ranch dressing. Now I'm adding lemon juice. Let's see what happens. Wow, that looks like it's sitting right on top of the ranch, which means it is least dense out of these three substances so far. This means that the molecules within the syrup are more tightly compacted together than ranch and more tightly compacted together than lemon juice. So let's see what happens when we add just ordinary water from the sink. Oh my goodness, we have not seen this happen before. It looks like the water and the lemon juice are mixing perfectly together. That means that their density is the same or very similar. They're not making layers, rather they're mixing together. So far, we've compared the density of 4 different liquids. So now I'm wondering, what happens if we add some solids? Here is an almond. Let's see what happens when we drop it into these liquids. There it is. Now this is interesting. The almond has landed between the lemon juice and water layer and ranch layer. That means the almond is more dense than water and lemon juice, but less dense than ranch dressing. Now let's see what happens when we drop a peanut into the mixture. Oh wow, now we thought the almond was interesting. Check out where the peanut landed. It seems as though the peanut is more dense than water, lemon juice, and ranch, although it seems to be in the mix with the ranch, which might also mean that the peanut has the same density as the ranch dressing. All right, let's add one more solid into the mix. Let's try an animal cracker. All right, let's take a closer look. Where did the animal cracker go? That's it. Oh my goodness. It looks like the animal cracker is floating on top, making it the least dense material that we added to this particular investigation. All right, scientists, now it's your turn. What can you do to investigate density? What might you add together to make observations? Or even better, what are some great examples in the world around us that show us objects of different densities? There's only one way to find out, scientists. Go out, get exploring, and make your observations.